Hello and welcome back, YouTube. It's still Friday night. I shouldn't have stayed at home as long as I did. I got working on a couple projects, completely lost track of time, and it was just kind of on a mission to finish both of them before I headed out. And then the next thing I know, it's like, oh damn, it's late. So 11 o'clock straight up, and I'm not even going directly to the bar. Still kicking myself in the ass that all the, I knew there was a bunch of things I needed to follow up on phone calls and messages and apps and shit. Oh shit, which reminds me, I still haven't called regarding the auto payment that's supposed to hit tomorrow for my Costco credit card. But there is not enough money to make fly. I definitely need to do that before midnight. So within the hour, fabulous. Of all the, as soon as I got my iPhone back, for me it's about top of mind, what I'm thinking about, what's on my mind, and things have a tendency to fall out of my mind because my mind is kind of not right. I'm supposed to be receiving disability for that, but that's another story entirely. Wow, not sure exactly how slow this guy is actually driving because the left side of my speedometer is dark again, but whatever it is, it seems excessively slow. All right, now he's going to make a left right there where it says no left turn. And go directly to the right lane and block the slip lane onto the freeway. Oh man, there's just so many other drivers on the road. If I could just stare them out of existence, I would, and that was one of them. Hey, on the bright light, on the bright side, the light changed before I got over here using the U-turn OK spot. And admittedly, I do sometimes make a U-turn right there at the first break where it says no U-turn. I only ever do it if it's clear, but that maneuver he just did, the left turn where it clearly says no left turn, I don't ever do that. Anyway, I need to focus. So yeah, the text message that I woke up to that I didn't try to respond to because my screen was so bad on my iPhone, regarding my daughter being in the hospital. By the time I got my iPhone back, it was so far removed from. I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I needed to get a hold of Manolo and handle some other stuff. And I think part of the issue is that a lot of times, I remember things I got to remember by just scrolling through my push-through messages, but by viewing it earlier, it was no longer in my push-through messages. And it was a viewed message, so it wasn't showing that I had an unviewed message on my iPhone. I did finally get a hold of Kim, and she is at what is now called Banner University Hospital. And I mentioned earlier today that I was told she was at Banner Hospital, which doesn't really narrow it down because 40% of the hospitals in Maricopa County are now Banner Hospital. And he said Banner University. I was like, well, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't recall there being a banner on university or a banner near a university. Okay. I said I'm not sure offhand what that is. I might have to look that up. I said sorry, I got a bad habit of referring to every hospital by what they were called 20 years ago. And I do, generally speaking, I refer to hospitals by what their names were when I drove for AAA cab in the mid 1990s, late 1990s, early 1990s. I drove off and on AAA cab quite a bit, and Until fairly recently, this hospital was called Good Samaritan Hospital. Also called Good Sam for short. It's where my daughter Lily was born. Totally forgot that it had been taken over by Banner, and I would have never guessed that it was called Banner University. Makes zero sense to me. It's not on university, and it's not near university. Anyway, making sense out of that isn't the point. I just need to remember the next time somebody says Banner University that they mean Good Sam. So he said she's in the ICU, so that's why I'm going directly there, as opposed to either wander in or Royal Lounge. I'm scared of what I'm going to find in this hospital. I really am. I mean, it could be knowing Allison, it could be an OD. But knowing that she's been on foot, and knowing that she's not walking so great right now, and knowing how people in Phoenix drive, she could have been hit crossing with the walk signal in a crosswalk. That said, my friend Chris is out of the ICU and is into actually, no, I think he was in the ICU. Christ. I guess better to visit 2 ICUs in one day than to be in an ICU. I'm trying to think the last time I was in the ICU, the intensive care unit. I think that would have been when I burst a blood vessel in my eye, and all outward signs were suggesting that I was on the edge of an aneurysm, possibly a stroke, clot in my brain. Unfortunately, it turned out to be something not anywhere near that serious, but the doctors didn't know. Yeah, they thought they might have to, at any moment, rush me into surgery for brain surgery. It was a scary night, and I'm thankful that my mother was with me all through that night. So, on that note, I might not make it to either bar tonight. I don't know what's up with my daughter, but given the choice between spending time with the so-called girlfriend and promoting my shows and singing karaoke and being by my daughter's side in the ICU, I'm going to be on my daughter's side. And of course, I've got a friend hitting me right now on Snapchat. Probably try to find out what bar I'm in. Like, I knew she was in the hospital. I wish he'd have told me from the get-go that she was in the ICU. I think that would have kept her a little more top of mind. But anyway, glad he at least reached out to me to let me know, because Allison hasn't. As for the projects I got distracted with at home, getting the last chapter of my vlog edited and finished edited and saved and uploaded. Oh shit, the emergency removed. Okay, this is the main entrance here. This hospital has changed so much since the last time I was here. I'm gonna probably try to go in that main entrance, although there's a good chance it might send me to the no employee parking. I don't work here. No RV parking. Yeah, I'm gonna Saturn. It's far reach from an RV. Anyway, I was going to explain what it was I was working on. So the vlog, there was complications that slowed it down. Also, some music videos. Trying to be ready for the show and have some new stuff to play. And I kind of got stuck on working on a video for my library for Kanye West Through the Wire. And I'll explain how and why I would be working on Kanye. Of all things I would be working on tonight, a music video for Kanye West Through the Wire. I'll explain all that whenever I get back to recording this thing. And I just thought I'd shoot another little short video just to kind of document this. So I parked over there over that away. And I thought I was going near the main entrance. I could have probably walked in the main entrance. There were people going in and people scanning themselves in, but there's a sign saying it's closed, which is kind of to be expected. Some kind of drama going on in front of there. I have never been in that new building, Banner University Medical Center. Somehow I missed the memo that that's what this is called. But yeah, that's the new hospital tower. That's all new. And I know that was built by Banner. That tower there that looks like some kind of a spaceport or spaceship or something out of a sci-fi movie, that's the original Good Samaritan Hospital, which is part of this. And where my daughter Lily was born, I couldn't recall which floor or which part of the tower, but I could probably find record of that if I looked. But I do remember it was in one of those hospital rooms up there with the funny looking oval windows, and those are some of the tiniest, weirdest shaped hospital rooms I've ever seen in my life. But boy, was that an experience, and not one I really have time to talk about right now. I just thought I'd document this long walk I'm going through here. So yeah, the sign said to go to the emergency. All right, that walkway looks like it ends and goes to a security gate. I think I can just walk across this way, even though it's not a pedestrian walkway here. I kind of hate it when there's a driveway that continues, but then the pedestrian walkway just goes to Never Never Land. So this used to be where the emergency entrance was. You used to go through that thing there where it says enter and into that parking garage, and it was kind of odd. I remember the first time I ever came through here as a cab driver, I was confused as fuck as to where I was going. And there you can see those bars. This is an odd building because up above it's like offices, and in the middle it's parking garage, and then down below it's, more hospital. But yeah, there's a tiny little bit of parking garage up there, and that's parking used to be. I don't know what it is now. It used to be parking for the emergency room, and then the ER entrance was out there, and there was a spot where the ambulances would park, and now that's where you would exit. And I'm certain. Oh, it says valet parking. That sign's really dumb. It says valet parking only. So I guess that's used by the people who pay for valet parking now, or something. Interesting. But yeah, for years that was the way in and out of the Good Samaritan emergency room. And first time I went in as a cab driver, that confused the shit out of me. And I'm pretty sure I was picking somebody up who was being released, working for AAA and also working for Yellow before they got purchased by AAA. Did a surprisingly large amount of non-emergency medical transportation. At the time, I didn't realize that was such a big part of the taxi business. And at this point, I don't really think it is as much of the taxi business. At least that wasn't something I was doing much of. My last stint as a cab driver for 4 days, about 2 years ago. Almost exactly 2 years ago. I was actually looking at some of the pictures that I took when I was a cab driver, because I got a bunch of them. And some of them were just me trying to, keep records. So kind of confidential stuff, but stuff that I'd take a picture of the tablet, because there were things I had to write down on paper. So I'd take a picture of the tablet so I could just keep driving and keep moving and keep working. And then later when I would be out of the cab, I'd copy that, transcribe that stuff from my, Banner, Surgery Center, University, Swallowing and Reflux Center, Pre-admission, Trauma, East Entrance. Okay, the sign in front of the main entrance said to go to the East Entrance if you were visiting somebody. And the East Entrance is what was the main entrance the last time I actually came to this hospital. When I'm pretty sure it was still called Good Samaritan Hospital. So it's been quite a while, and I can't recall exactly what it was I was here for, but I know I was visiting as opposed to being a patient. Actually, you know what I think the last thing I was here for, now that I think of it, I think the last thing I was here for was when I was delivering flowers for Phoenix Flowers, Phoenix Flowers, and I think I did a whole bunch of deliveries here. I think about it. Anyway, I got to wrap this up. There ain't no shooting video inside a hospital. Everybody knows that. Hello and welcome back, YouTube. It's I'm still having a Friday night, but it's technically Saturday morning, July 8th, 2023, 12:43 a.m. And I don't like how there's not a direct pedestrian walkway from that entrance over to the other entrance. And maybe there's a way I could have walked through the hospital to come out the other entrance, but didn't feel up to that adventure tonight. Allison is up in one of the towers near the top. I got a little distracted on my way out by a really interesting display on one of the walls giving the full history of this hospital. There's a lot of it that I really didn't know, but this hospital has a hell of a rich history, and I dig stuff like that. I really do. So the big tower that looks like some kind of a spaceport or something to me, which I'll have a good view of once I get around the corner. Still a whole lot of patient rooms up in there. It was in one of those patient rooms where my daughter Lily was born, and in one of those rooms right now is where my daughter Allison is. But yeah, that trippy looking, it's actually two towers that are attached to each other. Maybe there's more than two. I don't know, it's like such a maze when you get into it, going through it. That was built in, one streetlight ruining my view of it. That was built in 1978. And I think has a helicopter landing port on top of it. But yeah, according to the stuff I was reading in the lobby, it says it was built in 1978 and at the time was the largest hospital in Arizona. Of course, now there are much bigger hospitals, and this hospital itself has gotten much bigger with the new main entrance, and I believe there's a new emergency room on the other side there, and that whole new building and tower, which I'm pretty sure is attached. Oh yeah, it's definitely attached. But of course, that is all Banner University Medical Center, and when that tower was built, and for that matter, when I was here delivering flowers a few years ago, this was actually, I'm not 100% sure. It might have actually been Banner when I was delivering flowers here. I might have just ignored that and just looked at the address and just recognized it as Good Samaritan Hospital. And no need for me to walk to the main entrance. I'm actually parked over that way. I don't feel like going into a whole lot of details on what's up with my daughter, but she should be all right. She's doing better, and this is probably a good place for her to be for a while they get her medically stable. I'm going to bring her tablet. I was kind of excited and looking forward to starting it as my own tablet, but at this point she needs some kind of a internet-capable computing device. I mean, she has access to a landline phone in her room, but no way to look up any phone numbers. And with that's cool looking green glass window thing. I never noticed that before. Anyway, she's she has that, but no way of looking up any phone numbers. But she seems very committed to trying to get some help, which is good. I can want her. I can want it for her, but I can't do it for her, and I can't make her want to do it. But anyway, I had a really good talk, and I feel a lot better right now. So that's something. Of course, the night I was going to spend promoting my new karaoke show, I didn't end up doing much of that. But hey, it's still before 1. I can still make that happen. Got a message from my best friend that he went over to Royale Lounge to check it out, and it was entirely too crowded for his tastes. So, oh shit, I just passed the damn exit. I'm not used to any of this. This didn't in the map in my mind. None of this exists. Oh, I think next to McDowell. Why so many barriers? Getting a bit of a headache now. Got a migraine. You know, I had a bit of a headache when I was leaving my place, but I didn't think too much of it. I should have known the way I get these headaches. I should have taken an ibuprofen then. Anyway, yeah, so my friend said he went to Royal Lounge, said it was too crowded for his taste, which I'm a little, I'm looking forward to the show, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little complicated by bringing in karaoke on a night that's already super busy. That's never made financial sense to me. But maybe the reason it's busy right now is because of the DJ that's been there. I'm not really impressed with the way he does karaoke, as I mentioned before. He just seems to drag a web browser onto the screen, and like you can see him while he's searching for stuff and clicking, and oh yeah, it's as awkward as you think it might be. Now, I do have a friend named Dave that was actually DJing with videos using YouTube and streaming to do it over at Cappy's. But it was very elaborate the way he was doing it, and he was able to basically, in one browser window, create a playlist and then display it full screen on another screen in another browser window. And it was very, like, if I was in there as a patron of the bar, I would have had no idea that he was pulling all that stuff off YouTube on the fly. I would have had no idea. And yeah, whereas this guy, you see him full screen. You see him full screen the window, and you see it's just, yeah, very unprofessional. But I can't slight the guy. Very nice guy, and I really enjoyed his DJ sets. In fact, when I was there on Sunday, he was playing some like early '80s breakdance music. Played Freakazoid by that made my morning, or made my evening. Played Freakazoid by Midnight Star. I love that song, and it just kind of brought back some pretty wild memories. And he was actually using a controller with two little what do you call it? Two little spinny things, and he was beat mixing. It was pretty freaking awesome. And to be fair, I wouldn't even know how to do something like that with something like that. So I could probably still do it with two turntables and a little mixer with a crossfader, but do it with digital stuff, I'd be lost. I'm gonna go in here and just see what it's like. I'm probably in my night over at Wander Inn, but I don't know. Let's see what's happening here. So I do believe it was the same DJ. But he was just spinning music. He didn't have any. I really want to talk to Rob about removing the dinger to this car tomorrow, because that thing drives me nuts. Yeah, I think it was DJ just spinning music in there. It didn't look like he had a screen set up for karaoke whatsoever, and nobody was singing. So I figured I'd just bounce out. I didn't see anybody that I recognized. I kind of got an idea for the crowd. Not as like. You know what? I think I want to go this way. Yeah, it was quite the traffic maneuver. Thank you very much. Trying to think of the best way to get out of here, and suddenly it occurred to me that maybe I should go this way. And yes, I am right now driving north to get south. Sometimes that's how I do it. So, I guess I should say what time it is. That would help, although I really wasn't in the bar very long at all. 12:55 a.m. Still got roughly an hour left of my Friday night before bar close. I got faith that Kimmy will at least, no matter how busy she is, will at least let me get in one song. So, oh man, I missed the turn I wanted. There's a back road that's 1 block south of Thomas that if I would have turned right on it, somehow I managed to miss it, takes me directly to the 51 freeway, formerly known as the Squaw Peak Parkway. Takes me directly to it, and from there I can get on it southbound without having to come up all the way to Thomas. But somehow I missed that turn. Whoops. Speaking of hospitals, got 2 hospitals I'm passing right now. I got the Abrazo Heart Hospital on the left and Phoenix Children's Hospital on the right. And Phoenix Children's Hospital is massive. The Abrazo Heart Hospital, very small, and Abrazo has taken over many of the hospitals in the valley as well. So that one specializes, obviously, it's called the Arizona Heart Hospital, and specializes in cardiac heart surgery and cardiac related stuff. However, they do have an emergency room for everybody. There is an emergency at Phoenix Children's Hospital, but I'm pretty sure it's just for children. I mean, I think if somebody came in there and was a critical condition and to the point that they didn't think they'd make it across the street, they'd probably admit them. But yeah, they try to keep Phoenix Children's Hospital just for children. And had I turned on that side street, I would have. That's a really weird intersection there, but I would have been able to get right on this freeway. I don't know that it would have saved me any time, but it would have saved me a little bit of distance. It just occurred to me that this would probably be a little bit quicker and easier than going down McDowell, although what the hell is happening here? The guy in front of this SUV just slowed down for no apparent reason, but I don't know, to me it's just a really, really bad form to pass them on the right and then cut in front of them, so I'll just deal with their erratic slowing down. Oh yeah, and the person in front of them just cut off the truck on the right by doing an in-signal lane change. Never have to go very far to see an absolutely terrible driver. And props to the guy in the SUV for not rear-ending that person when they were stopping and slowing down all erratically for no reason. And off in the distance, the green lights, if you saw the green lights off in the distance, that was County Hospital, where my friend is. So, yeah, lots of hospitals around here. So I guess on that note, it's not such a huge loss that the hospital there on 18th Street north of Van Buren is no longer the one that used to be known as Phoenix General. I did some videos walking around and exploring that. It's been quite a while since I did that in my vlog, but I thought those were kind of interesting videos. They didn't get very many views, but that was a fun adventure walking around where the hospital used to be, there were Duplicate projects used to be. So I'm just heading back to, I guess back, I was there earlier today, head back to the water end. Like we got a song in. I'd like to stay the night, but we're still at the kids. I don't know. Maybe I'll go home and sleep in my bed. I definitely need to find me an ibuprofen. My migraine is getting worse. And a DJ was playing an old Pharrell song, and now I got it all stuck in my head. I'll say it's the one with Snoop on it, but I know that doesn't really narrow it down much. I do got a feeling when I'm going in to tomorrow is going to be a whole lot of people that are more into somebody being a DJ than a karaoke night. And they're probably going to expect to walk up and request songs for the DJ to play their songs, which generally speaking, I don't do a lot of that. And my reason for not doing that is I find, now it's obviously karaoke is different, but I find as a DJ that whenever you're playing a request for one person, you're ignoring what everybody else in the bar probably wants to listen to. Now, of course, if somebody comes up and requests something and it's like, yeah, that would fit good with this crowd, then of course I'm all about it, and I'm like, yes, I'm on it. But You know, I find for every time that somebody requests a song that I can gauge the crowd and see that, oh yeah, that's a great idea. For every time that happens, I have 2 people come up and ask for songs as a request, you know, just for me to play it as a DJ that are going to derail whatever kind of vibe I got going with the crowd. But I get the feeling that Joyce is going to Joyce, the manager, is going to pay more attention to negative feedback that she gets from some person that says, he didn't play my song when I asked him to, as a DJ. And she'll probably give more credence to that than whatever karaoke crowd I'm building up. Although I got the feeling this place doesn't really need a crowd on Saturday night. I don't know. Anyway, I'm playing this by ear. I'm putting all into it, trying to make the best decisions possible regarding it. And, you know, if it only lasts a month, then, to be honest, if it only lasts a month, it'll be about the same as probably 25% of the karaoke gigs I've had as long as I've been doing this. So, and hopefully there will be no hard feelings between me and Joyce over it. Priscilla was saying earlier that it was dead here, but it doesn't look that dead. Then again, there's usually cars parked on the left. Yeah, no, there's not a lot of cars here for Friday night. That's good. Maybe I'll get 2 songs in.